In the early morning, when the mists still drift over the Seine and the spires of Notre Dame pierce the dawn's sky, Paris seems eternal. A place of light, of laughter, of cafes and cobblestone whispers. But beneath that beauty, deep beneath centuries of footsteps, lies a silence older than memory. A kingdom of bones where 6 million souls sleep in endless procession. This is the Catacombs, a forgotten city cradled beneath the living. This is part of a continuing journey through the hidden chapters of our past. If this story stirs something in you, subscribe now. Many more voices lie waiting beneath the surface. In the 18th century, Paris danced on the edge of joy and decay. Markets overflowed with cheese, wine, and gossip. Music drifted from open windows. Laughter echoed through narrow lanes. Yet all around, the air carried a quiet warning, a staleness, a stench. The dead were restless. For centuries, Parisians buried their loved ones in sacred earth, churchyards nestled between bakeries and butchers. But the ground could take no more. The Cemetery of the Innocents had once been a place of peace, but now it pulsed like a rotting heart in the center of Paris. Graves piled upon graves. Bones surfaced with every rainfall. The earth heaved upward, thick with corpse fat and unmourned sorrow. Still, life went on. Children played near skull-stacked walls. Perfume merchants cursed the air, and still the bells rang out for the next funeral. The city drank from poisoned wells, fed by groundwater steeped in death. People grew ill. Some whispered of curses, others spoke of science. But all agreed, Paris was being swallowed from within. Then, one night, the dead broke through. A cellar wall collapsed. A wave of mud, bones, and rot spilled into the home beside Les Innocents. The city's nightmare had burst into reality. When news reached Versailles, Louis XV knew something had to be done. Among the courtiers and powdered wigs stood one man of quiet determination, Charles-Axel Guillaumeau, the inspector of quarries. He was not born for legend, but with steady hands and humble resolve, he would become the man who saved Paris by burying it. Beneath the capital, ancient limestone quarries stretched like veins. The Romans had first carved them. Time had forgotten them, but Guillaumeau did not forget. He walked their endless halls, torch in hand, listening to the earth. In these silent halls, he saw salvation, a city beneath a city, a cathedral for the forgotten. In 1786, the Exodus began. At night, carts draped in black cloth rumbled through lamplit streets. Priests walked beside them, chanting softly. Bone by bone, grave by grave, the dead were carried to their new resting place. The living whispered prayers, some wept, most simply watched. It was a procession of quiet dignity. The destination was Tombissoir, near a place once called the Barrière d'Enfer, the Gate of Hell. Workers lowered the dead down shafts into the dark. For years, the bones were dumped without order, forming a sea of skulls and femurs in the earth's cold belly. But Paris breathed easier. The smell faded, the wells cleared. 2 decades later, another figure stepped into the shadows, Louis-Étienne Héricard de Thury. Where others saw rot, he saw reverence. He reshaped the catacombs not as a charnel pit, but as a sanctuary. He built walls from femurs, arranged skulls in symbols. He carved poems into stone. And at the threshold, he placed a warning. Stop! This is the Empire of Death. From 1809 to 1860, cemetery after cemetery was emptied. Noble and peasant, child and warrior, all laid together, equal in anonymity. Among the bones, Jean de La Fontaine, Charles Perrault, Robespierre. Their names survived in books, but their bones blended into the faceless crowd of history. By day, Paris bloomed with enlightenment. By night, beneath opera houses and gardens, 6 million souls kept silent vigil. Some believed they felt a presence down there, whispers, cold drafts, invisible eyes in the dark. It was not fear, but something else. A solemn respect, a memory pressing close. In 1793, a man named Philibert Aspert wandered into the catacombs, candle in hand, seeking liquor stored in hospital cellars. He never returned. His body was found 11 years later, curled beside a wall, his keys still on his belt. Some say his ghost still walks the tunnels, forever lost in the dark. Most Parisians never saw more than the mile-long tourist route, but beyond that lies a secret city. Urban explorers, cataphiles, descend through sewers and forgotten doors, charting maps in chalk, leaving art, holding quiet rituals. They say the catacombs are alive, that they change when you're not looking. In 2004, police found an underground cinema hidden in the tunnels. Seats, bar, screen, stolen electricity. When they returned, it was gone, vanished. Only a note remained. Ne nous cherchez pas. Do not look for us. During World War II, German bunkers hid in one part of the catacombs. Just 500 meters away, the French resistance planned liberation. The dead said nothing, but they bore witness. The catacombs are more than bones. They are a meditation, a breath held across time, a reminder that even in death, we remain part of something vast, communal, unbroken. Paris did not discard its dead. It gave them a home. 500,000 visitors descend each year. They walk corridors of silence, touch the past, and return changed. No plaque separates the famous from the forgotten. Here, everyone is equal in memory. Even today, some descend and never return. The tunnels are a labyrinth, shifting like thought itself. But most come back carrying something deeper than fear, a reverence, a stillness, a sense of their own smallness in the river of time. Above, Paris continues to breathe. Fountains sing, violins echo in cafes, lovers kiss by the Seine. But below, the catacombs wait, not in menace, but in quiet guardianship. 6 million souls watching, whispering, reminding us that even beauty is built upon memory. And beneath every city, a story waits to be heard. Subscribe now for more tales beneath the surface, and remember, sometimes the most extraordinary places are hidden just under our feet.